Salut à tous, c'est Reid pour la chaîne imaginaire. On se retrouve sur Vampyr. On était sur les traces d'un certain Tom, je crois, ou William, j'ai un doute. On suivait les traces de son. Alors, je sais plus le nom du mec qu'on cherche. Pas grave.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Équipez-vous d'une arme à deux mains et appuyez sur Y pour utiliser sa compétence spéciale. La fou permet de parer une attaque tout en infligeant des dégâts d'étourdissement accrus si vous l'utilisez au même moment.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
William, my arm. I can't feel it.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Ok, il semblerait que ce soit William Bishop. Putain, je perds un max de vie. Bon, je suis pas un grand fan de la faux, au final.
William, please. Stop. Let me go. William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
By George and the saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed this drink.
This man requires medical attention. You'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
This poor creature can't be my maker.
Un échantillon de sang de William.
Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stone, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reid.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reid, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reid. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reid, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy,
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reid here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Un spécialiste des transfusions
Here at
sanguines.
Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea,
Welcome
immediately.
aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah, it's my turn! Rotten autocracy. Each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, dry it all. Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insult me again and I'll put an end to your misery right now.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
La qualité du sang indique la quantité d'expérience que vous pourrez tirer d'un citoyen. Plus la quantité de sang est bonne, plus la quantité d'expérience reçue est importante. Afin de boire le sang d'une proie, vous devez d'abord la charmer pour l'attirer vers un lieu à l'abri des regards. Votre niveau de charme doit être supérieur ou égal à la résistance de la victime. Appuyez sur LB pour charmer clé.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life.
Suivez la piste rouge pour mener votre proie vers les ombres. Appuyez sur 1 pour étreindre l'Écosse ou B pour le relâcher. Étreindre les vous gagnez énormément d'expérience, mais cela aura des conséquences sur la suite de l'aventure. Apprendre plus sur le citoyen et récupérer leurs indices augmente la quantité d'expérience que vous obtenez. Un premier choix à faire.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fart me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reid. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Ennemi efficace est un coup à l'épidémie, les bénévoles sont indispensables.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Discussed on every street corner. The daily routine.
I wonder why the Goswicks came here in the first place.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You're right. When dealing with such a terrible disease, one must remain humble. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try our best.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
The pain. It's here again.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reid, is it? Oh, Sora, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reid. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later. It's locked. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reid, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reid. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But but be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
With you at our side, Dr. Reid, I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reid. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reid.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reid. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reid.
T'inquiète, je suis un spécialiste de la transfusion sanguine.
I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Ah, c'est vachement grand, ouais.
I cannot enter.
Thomas Elwood. État convalescent. Le visage du patient a été sévèrement brûlé et défiguré par une bombe durant la guerre. Malgré l'utilisation de puissants sédatifs, il affirme endurer régulièrement de violentes douleurs. Comme si les flammes étaient toujours en train de brûler sous sa peau. L'examen des tissus ne montre aucune trace d'inflammation, d'infection ou de gonflement. Les cicatrices sont propres. Est-ce un cas de dommage nerveux persistant? Le patient ne cesse jamais de se tenir responsable de sa défiguration. Un cas de culpabilité du survivant. Des douleurs fantômes qui se manifestent comme une punition pour ne pas être mort avec ses camarades. Qui est... Alors, mon bureau est-il reculé? Ah, il est là, mon bureau.
It's locked. This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Article sur l'icône. C'est une occasion rare et pratiquement un privilège de pouvoir approcher un vampire et d'observer leurs caractéristiques physiques et physiologiques les plus intrigantes d'un œil scientifique et rationnel. Voici quelques-unes des capacités les plus fascinantes que j'ai pu observer ces dernières années en m'entraînant avec quelques vampires, ou icônes comme ils préfèrent s'appeler. Vitesse surnaturelle. Un vampire peut agir et se mouvoir exactement comme un mortel, mais l'œil aguerri remarquera que les réflexes sont bien plus aiguisés et qu'il peut réagir plus vite que n'importe quel humain. À plusieurs occasions, alarme surprise, besoin de fuir, j'ai pu voir un vampire bouger si rapidement que j'ai cru qu'il avait simplement disparu pour réapparaître ailleurs. L'œil humain ne peut pas suivre leurs mouvements lorsqu'ils se déplacent à cette vitesse, mais il ne s'agit ni de ni de dématérialisation, ni de téléportation, il s'agit uniquement d'une vitesse surnaturelle. Pour moi, c'est un attribut presque félin qui lui permet de courir, esquiver ou bien sauter plus loin et plus vite que nous. J'ai également remarqué que se mouvoir à ces vitesses les exténuait et qu'ils étaient donc souvent à des limites physiques. Mesmérisme, l'une des plus puissantes compétences d'un vampire, puisse utiliser est celle de forcer un mortel à lui obéir. J'appelle cette caractéristique le mesmérisme, mais elle n'a aucun lien avec la capacité humaine de changer l'état mental de quelqu'un. Un vampire peut soumettre l'esprit d'un humain à sa volonté, voire le briser. L'un des vampires avec lequel je me suis entretenu m'a expliqué que plus un sujet résistait, plus les dégâts pouvaient être irréversibles. C'est comme si le vampire pouvait fracturer la psyché de sa cible. Ce même vampire m'a également expliqué que cette compétence nécessitait un long apprentissage et que les résultats pouvaient largement varier d'un sujet à un autre. Implanter un faux souvenir, en effaçant un douloureux, les possibilités sont aussi vastes que terrifiantes. Conscience du sang. Caractéristique des vampires est peut-être la plus terrible de toutes, car c'est la principale cause des tragédies qui surviennent entre nos espèces. Les vampires ont besoin de sang, ils doivent faire preuve d'une grande maîtrise d'eux-mêmes pour ne pas sauter comme des bêtes enragées sur la première goutte de sang venue. Ils ont besoin de sang pour opérer et pour utiliser leur pouvoir surnaturel. Un vampire affamé peut être très affaibli. Même s'il ne peut pas mourir de soif ou de faim, ce désir, ce besoin de sang explique pourquoi les vampires réagissent avec autant de force. Un vampire m'a avoué que le sang pouvait parfois l'aveugler lorsque son odeur et son attrait devenaient trop puissants. Lorsqu'il se concentre, un vampire peut pratiquement voir le sang autour de lui, à l'intérieur des corps, à proximité, à travers les murs, sur une arme pourtant propre, etc. Ce même vampire m'a même dit qu'il était capable de percevoir si un mortel avait le sang pur ou bien contaminé, ce qui lui permettait de sentir des maladies, des vêtements ou même des objets affectés dans une pièce. Si cela se révèle vrai, la possibilité d'application médicale de ce pouvoir sont simplement incroyables. Bien, Jonathan, j'ai demandé à l'infirmière Crane de vous préparer un bureau premier étage. Je vous excuserai sa décoration plutôt austère, mais la Pembroke Hospital n'est pas exactement le Ritz. Pardon de vous laisser vous y rendre seul, mais j'ai besoin de quelques heures de sommeil avant de retourner au travail. Je ne suis qu'un simple mortel après tout. J'ai également donné l'ordre aux employés de vous laisser vous reposer et de ne jamais pénétrer dans votre bureau. Vous pourriez dormir toute la journée sans être importuné et travailler de nuit sans éveiller le moindre soupçon. Je crains que l'endroit ne soit un peu en désordre, mais vous pourrez tout de même y mener vos expériences comme bon vous semble. Vous remarquerez également la présence d'une fenêtre non verrouillée pourvue d'un échafaudage qui vous permettra d'entrer et de quitter l'hôpital sans être vu. Je ne peux qu'imaginer à quel point tout ceci est nouveau et perturbant pour vous. Croyez-moi, j'ai étudié votre espèce pendant assez longtemps pour comprendre ce que vous devez ressentir. Soyez assurés que je ferai tout ce que je peux pour vous aider à traverser cette épreuve. Vous n'êtes plus seul. Je suis heureux de vous avoir rencontré en ce temps difficile auquel nous faisons tous face. J'espère que notre future collaboration produira d'excellents résultats. Bienvenue au Pembroke Hospital. Sincèrement, Edgar Griffith Sonza. Je vous ai laissé une copie de certaines notes que j'ai rédigées concernant les découvertes sur les icônes ces dernières années. N'hésitez pas à les lire si jamais vous avez besoin de conseils, mais je vous en prie, n'utilisez pas ce savoir contre moi.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Sérum de régénération léger.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
On va s'arrêter là. Créer une barrière invisible qui absorbe les dégâts directs jusqu'à sa destruction ou sa dissipation. Vous fichez le sang dans les veines de vos proies, la laissant sans défense. Bon, on va s'arrêter là. Merci à vous en tout cas. Et à très bientôt pour de nouvelles aventures sur Vampyr. Oula, événement majeur dans le quartier. Chaque nuit, les conséquences de vos actes peuvent améliorer ou dégrader la situation sanitaire. Celle-ci peut aussi se détériorer si des maladies se propagent sur les citoyens. Événement majeur dans le quartier. Plus vous tuerez de citoyens, plus le quartier deviendra insalubre. Si la situation sanitaire d'un quartier tombe sous le seuil critique, ce quartier plongera dans le chaos. Il n'appartient qu'à vous de décider du sort d'un quartier. Ok, ça a bien baissé. Ok.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals.
Voilà. Cette fois, merci à vous et à très bientôt pour de nouvelles aventures sur Vampyr. Salut.